Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. We have another product with us today for the Frontier here from Muslogy. They are the ones that sent us the armrest cover and the little dash tray inside the truck. I'll show you that in a few minutes. But what we got today is the bed mat. They make a bed mat for the Frontier with the 5-foot box. So what we got to do is get the stuff out of there and clean it up a little bit. But how it is shipped is like this. You get the giant box from Amazon. You can see, you can order this straight off Amazon, right to your house. This is how it comes. Obviously it's folded up in there. So first thing we got to do is open her up and let it lay flat. All right, so once you open up the box, this is what you get. Like I said, it's all folded up, wrapped in this plastic inside the box. So what we got to do, rip the plastic open and lay this thing flat on the floor. It'll help get the wrinkles and stuff out. So we'll open her up, show you how it looks on the ground, and then we'll start working on the truck. And what I mean by having to lay it out, as you can see, it comes folded up. I've unfolded it once already, but when you flip open the bottom portion here, because it's been folded, you can see it wants to push itself back up. It's just how it sits. If you look close, it's not that it's actually creased or anything like that, but because it's been folded, it's just memory wants to make it sit like that. So when you open it up, now they recommend either if you're in a hot area, put this thing outside, let the sun beat on it, and be in black, of course, it's going to absorb the heat. It'll help it lay flat and it'll be good to go. Other option, if you're in a colder climate, they say get some hot water and just kind of pour it along wherever it wants to sit up. And again, the heat will get absorbed and it'll just help this thing lay flat. What I'm going to do, I'm in the garage, it's fairly warm in here. It's pouring rain outside, I'm not sure if you can hear it. You can see it, the truck is soaking wet. But what we're going to do is just leave it like this. I might get a little toolbox or something and just sit it on the ends. And I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit and flatten itself out. And again, you don't have to do this on the floor. You can put it in the truck like this. It'll do the same thing. It'll just take a little bit before it's actually dropped down and folded and molded like it should be. So you might be asking why I want a bed mat for the truck or why I would put it in this truck when I have the spray and bed liner. Reason being is this bed liner, I recommend getting this regardless because this protects your truck. You throw anything in and out of here, you can see we got a bunch of sawdust and chunks of wood and stuff laying in here. When you're throwing that in and out, you just push it in, pull it out. You don't have to really worry about it. But what it is this is very rough. You can see here where we put some wood in and out, it kind of turns into sandpaper, and anything that's sliding in and out of here is going to get scratched up. Now, we had a bunch of wood in here that we're going to burn anyway. That doesn't really matter. Didn't wreck the truck. You're not worried about wrecking the stuff. But if you're putting stuff in here that you don't want to get damaged, say you got luggage or even grocery bags and stuff like that, if you have groceries in here and you go and pull this, this is just going to rip the bottom of the bag right open. Where now, if you put the mat in there, this is protecting your truck. The mat fits perfectly on top of this, and now the mat will protect any stuff you put in there. So you can slide it in and out. It'll be smoother. It'll be more like the plastic on the back here. And you don't have to worry about ruining your stuff. So now before we get the mat in there, of course you want this to be dry. You don't want any water or mud or anything underneath. And you want it to be clean. So I'm gonna jump up there. I got my little socket set in there. I'll get that out. We're gonna sweep out all the wood shavings, just get it clean as possible. It's pouring rain outside today, but if you are out there and you have a chance to actually like get in here with some soap and water and scrub it down, I recommend washing it. But for me, for now, I'm just going to get the broom, sweep out all the gunk, and then one day when we have a sunnier day, I'll get in there and clean it properly underneath. But when you put the mat in, you just don't want anything underneath. All right, so we've got her swept out. Still looks kind of dirty. That's just dust and mud that's stuck there again. If you get a chance to go in with a hose and a brush, clean it out good. Cleaner the better. You don't want stuff stuck under there. But I did notice one more benefit of having this thing. Now, I don't know if the camera will really pick it up, but if you look right at the bottom along there, if the camera will focus, stuff gets stuck between the bottom of the bed and the back, or the front, I guess, side of the bed. You can see things get stuck in there. Yes, you can get it out. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt for me because I got the tonneau cover on there. But yes, you can clean it out, not the end of the world. But stuff does get stuck in there. And then if you come down and you look at this, and you'll see it better once it's in the truck. But when you look here, along the sides, the lip actually comes up. So any dirt and grime or whatever gets in this thing is going to be stuck. It would have to climb the wall before it flopped over and got to the back of the truck. So when you go in and you want to sweep this thing out, everything will only go up to here, and then the lip that goes up the sidewall a little bit will hold it and not let it fall into the bed. Then you come to the back, which is flat, or will be flat once it's leveled out. You can just sweep it out the back of the bed, and everything's clean and good as new like the day you put it in. Alright, so I've got some stuff thrown in there just to help it lay flat, but before I even get finished with this thing, I've got my new favorite feature of this whole bed mat. What that is you Frontier guys probably know that when you close the tailgate, there's quite a gap here when it's closed. And when I go off-road and stuff, I got the tonneau cover, and when it's flopping in the wind, that gap kind of turns it into like a vacuum, and it actually sucks the dust underneath, and everything gets covered in dust. But with this thing now, when we close the tailgate, you come look in here, there's pretty much nothing. There's a small little gap there still, but it fills it in. So now I'm hoping when we go off-road, with that gap being gone, it should keep all that dust out from getting all over your stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping the tonneau cover on, but if you're a guy that does have a tonneau cover, you probably know what I mean. And this is a nice simple way to fix that problem. Alright guys, so here we are a few days later. I just let this sit in the truck. I have been using it. You can probably see there's a bunch of dirt and rocks and stuff in there already. But as you can see, it's all leveled out. It's flattened itself. The only part that's got a little bump in it still is just right here. But keep in mind, I didn't do the hot water trick like they wanted to do. And like I mentioned earlier, it's cold outside. It's snowing even. So it's not like this thing has been warmed up in any way, but it has settled down, and you can see it's fitted in all the creases there now. And the fitment all the way around is perfect. Goes all the way around where your wheel wells are. It's even got little cutouts for around the corners and all that stuff. And like I mentioned, it does have the little lip that goes up. So now, seeing how we have dirt in here, it stops the dirt from flying up and going underneath the liner. It also makes it super easy to clean. You can hose this thing out if you want. You can sweep it out, or you just pick it up, pull it out, drag it out of the truck, clean it up, and plop it right back in. Because now that it's all flattened out and where it should be sitting, you can take this thing in and out as you please, and you don't have to worry about it re-warping itself weird or anything like that. But you can see along the back side too, I know it's a little dark back there, but the lip goes out and up along the back of the bed as well. And then this side, like I said, is just kind of folds down around the bottom of the bed, or the back of the bed. So if you're to sweep this out, or you got a hose or even a little leaf blower or something to get dust sort of like this out, it all has somewhere to go. And as well, if you're hosing it out, it's got little cutouts for the 2 notches here on the back of the truck. So any water and stuff, if you don't want to pull this thing right out of the bed, has somewhere to drain out. It's not going to get stuck and just float around in the back of your truck. It'll all wash out. So again, if this was out in the heat, of course, this would go down. I might just throw something in the back of the bed just to weigh this down. It'll hold it, and then that's pretty much it. And if you guys are wondering, up close, this stuff is kind of like more like a floor mat, like a WeatherTech type of material. And you can slide stuff across it. You don't have to worry about damaging this. You don't have to worry about damaging any of the stuff that you're putting in there. And again, can go in and out. And if you don't want it in the truck, like I said, I have a tonneau cover. I'm not sure how well these things stay if you didn't have a tonneau cover, because this is just sitting in here with its own weight. Only other option I would think, if you want to put this in your truck without it, because I'm not sure if it would blow away on you or not, is just maybe get some like double-sided sticky tape or whatever, or double-sided Velcro. It's really cheap. You can pick them up on Amazon. You wouldn't need much, maybe one in the middle and kind of one in each corner. Just stick it down and that'd be enough to hold this thing in place. But for now, she's looking good. If you want to pick one up for yourself, I will drop the link down below. It'll send you to a website where you can buy stuff for your own, as well as the other products that these guys have sent for me for the Nissan Frontier as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.